posted the Jon Jones video yesterday. I hope y'all enjoyed it. It was probably one of the best edited videos. The thing that happened, if you want to go behind the scene, is because I had this like very great editor that I used to work on the NBA channel that I had like a few years ago, and I sent him the Jon Jones script, the audio, everything was done, and I gave him a week and a half to edit the video. And we were supposed to upload the Jon Jones before and after on Saturday. And Friday night, he texted me like, you're going to hate me, but I can't make the video. In a situation like this, I tend to just not be too emotional about what happened. You know what I mean? Because it serves no purpose. It serves no help to what I have going on. So I just try to find the quickest solution. And the quickest thing I could do is just edit the video myself. So the problem with when I edit videos is I'm such a perfectionist that I tend to take way too much time. I tend to try to see everything. If I were to do videos like this all the time, number one, it would take way too long. The videos were probably the best things, and I hope y'all enjoy it because it's probably going to be one of the last ones that I do like this, like really, really high quality cinematic stuff. I can't do them anymore. Like I woke up this morning with 18 different copyright strikes from the UFC. My video got blocked. So it's like, it's difficult because I do want to make the videos, high quality, but the UFC is really, really, really strict with that stuff. I find it weird because those videos are extreme promotion for their pay-per-views and their upcoming fights. I don't get it why the UFC does this stuff, but I do understand that a lot of people just be stealing content and just posting it. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent. I don't really give a fuck. It is what it is. I've received a few comments, a few DM on my Instagram of people asking me. I'm not gonna lie, it's not like a few, maybe 2 or 3 people ask me about it, but I see it often in the comments as well. People asking me like, how do you get to do videos like for the main channel? How do you find footage? How do you avoid copyrights and stuff? Reality is you can't avoid copyright. There is no certainty. There is no guarantee. Every time I upload a video on the fighting business, there's always a big risk that the video gets copyright. And as we speak, probably, I would say around 50% of the videos on the fighting business are copyrighted, right? And you have to take that risk as a content creator when you use a third party material, right? If it's not your material, you always have that risk, and you have to take it with stride and just admit that that's the risk you're going to take, because there's no route that you can take where it's going to be an absolute that you won't get copyright. They can always find some shit. There's ways to edit a video to avoid the automatic copyrights with the bots, but there's manual detection as well, and that comes at any time. It is a bit frustrating, but what can we do, bro? We just adjust. You understand, you adapt, and you adjust. And I'll still try to make the best videos that I can, still try to hype you guys up as much as possible. But, imagine putting yourself in my shoes where I have this 32-minute video, right? This huge, long video that probably took in total about 30 hours to do in terms of script making, audio recording, editing, music, finding research, all of this stuff. Probably took about 30 to 35 hours to make. And then you post it, and then the UFC copyrights you for like a 2-second clip. That's literally what happens. They copyright you for a 2-second clip 13 different times. So yeah, and they do it as well because they know if they copyright me like once, I'll probably just delete that 2-second footage and just let you guys watch. But then if it's 13 different 2-second copyright, it's just going to ruin completely the whole video. It's going to have like weird cutoff in the middle. And then it just ruins the vibe. So then at this point, I can't do anything. I can't sacrifice 13 different space where it's going to be cut off during the video because it'll just fuck up the audience enjoyable watch. So it's like, yeah, no, fuck that. I'll just take the hit on this one and learn from my mistake. But anyways, tough morning for me, but it is what it is. Like I said, we move on. We have some other channel. We work on some other projects. We work on some other shit. I'm going on vacation literally today in a few hours with my family. Usually I probably wouldn't go if it was just myself. I don't plan on going on vacation until I'm like a millionaire. Because I feel like vacations are earned, right? But my family asked me to do it. I haven't gone on vacation with my family for a long time, so it's like, I kind of have to do it, But I'm coming back March 4th, which is literally the day UFC 285 goes live. So I won't have time to record videos, so that's why I'm a few hours away from leaving. I'm trying to record as many videos as possible. So for the next few weeks, I'll have some videos to post on TFB's Talks. First topic that I wanted to talk about was, in the video, as we were speaking, the video that I posted yesterday, the before and after Jon Jones, there was a lot of people that were like in the comments debating on, if Jon Jones could even be eligible to be considered as one of the greatest or greatest of all time. And it is a tough discussion, and I feel like there's no real cut answer that we can get out of our conversation. It will be a forever long debate. But I think it's fair that I speak my mind and my opinion, because obviously when I do these main channel videos, I try to stay as unbiased as possible, in the middle. I don't really put my opinion, rarely. Obviously, when I did the GSP videos, you kind of heard me say the greatest of all time. And when it's Jon Jones, it's one of the greatest of all time. So you can probably, figure out who I have on top, but it's also because I'm from Montreal, and that is a very biased thing to do. When you look at Jon Jones' career, without kidding, bro, if this dude was not caught on steroid, he would be the Michael Jordan, LeBron James of the UFC. And Dana White has said this, and it's crazy. When I did the before and after video, and I started to do some damn research and started to see all the fighters he fought and stuff like that, and how he completely dominates them, and it just felt like this dude was like unbreakable, unbeatable, had no weaknesses in his game, really. And he did it for a long period of time, and he got into the UFC at 21, 22, maybe even earlier, and dominated dudes that were 10 years older than him, that had way more experience than him. And he did it, to this day, till this day, he's still in the UFC, still grinding. Up until, 2 years ago, he was still champion of the world. Now he's fighting for the heavyweight championship. Like, he fought 13 times in between 2009 and 2013. In 4 years, he fought 13 times. Looking at his career, bro, without all the stuff that happened, it's perfect. It's probably the best career you could have ever had. You know what I mean? The way I look at it is Jon has been dominating for so long. When you look at it since 2009, basically he hasn't lost a single fight, and fought like the best of the best of the best of the best fighters. Light heavyweight division, especially in between 2009 and 2013, 14, had the best fighters in the world. Light heavyweight was the best, category in the UFC. And he fought them all, beat them all, dominated them all. It's a crazy career that he's had. And when you compare him to other fighters, even other fighters that were as dominating as him, as like Khabib really dominated fighters that he fought, but it was never as long. Longevity is a very, very important factor into the GOAT discussions. Longevity is a very important factor. But with that being said, why I think Jon Jones is probably the greatest fighter of all time, probably the most talented fighter of all time. But with all the issues, you can't help but think to yourself that it puts a big, dark cloud over your career. It's just how it is. You look at Lance Armstrong, the fucking cyclist that won all those French competition in Paris, in French, whatever it is. Like, as soon as he got popped, every single one of his medals, trophies, and accolades got taken away from him. Because once you get caught doing these things, you can't be considered as playing field with all the other dudes. Now, obviously, there was a lot of dudes cheating. There was a lot of other fighters as well that were cheating. But for Jon Jones to get popped as many times and to do all these things in between, it's difficult to compare him to someone like Georges St-Pierre, who's been clean his whole entire career. It's difficult to even compare it to like a Demetrius Johnson. I don't care what it is. In my opinion, when you look at the greatest of all time, it should be the clean fighters, the ones that didn't get popped. So Anderson Silva can be considered. Jon Jones cannot be considered. I don't think it's fair. Brock Lesnar cannot be considered. Those are dudes that are great fighters and probably would have fucking done very well without steroids. But as soon as they do this, you can't be considered as one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion. I just find it very, very difficult for someone like Jon Jones to be repeatedly. It's not just one time, not two times. It's like over and over and over and over again. He's been caught doing some shit like that. Yeah, you just look at him like, what the fuck, man? You could have like literally been a legend. You could have been a legend, not just of MMA, of like just sports in general, bro. Jon Jones was him. But then again, would Jon Jones be Jon Jones if he wasn't Jon Jones? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Like, could it be possible for him to be as popular as he was if it wasn't for the shit that he did, you know? A lot of us know Jon Jones as that guy, and I feel like even mainstream people outside the MMA community would know Jon Jones, not because of what he did inside the cage, but what he did outside of it. So, bad rep or bad marketing, or good or bad marketing, maybe is the same shit. And there was this cool line even in the before and after where I said, chemically enhanced or not, you don't do what Jon Jones has done over the years. And truly, you know, I believe that. I truly believe that whether he was on steroids or not, he would have probably beat all the dudes that he beat. That's the fucked up shit about it. At the end of the day, it's just very, very, very difficult to put him on the same pedestal as someone like George St. Pierre, Demetrius Johnson, Jose Aldo, Amanda Nunes. These people who like have, you know, been dominating for a long time, comparable to what Jon Jones did, but never had, you know, these issues with USADA. And I think when you have these issues with USADA, unfortunately, you know, you can't be compared the same way. You just can't.